Hello everyone, welcome back. How are we doing? Sorry for the long time of no streaming. As you probably already know, I went through a house move. Now we're settled in. We're still unpacking, as you can imagine. That's probably gonna go on for about probably 2 more weeks until we finish everything. Yeah, so we're in the new house, but as I said, still unpacking. My office is in shambles, and I still have a internet cable from downstairs from the router going up the stairs and into my office because I haven't had the chance to put it through the walls yet. So, you know, all good fun. Is that better? I really don't see any levels going to the... There we go. Hopefully that's better. So, we've done a lot of Windows boxes previously, and I decided to do a Linux box today, and that would be HackTheBox Instant, which is a 4.6 rated medium Linux box. So let's get started. Wait. Okay, so music's good. Can you hear me okay? I'm assuming yes. So let's get going, shall we? Oh, we have an IP address. Machine stream. Instant. And hopefully everything works as expected, because I had to copy everything from my old computer to the new one, because my old one seems to have died on me. So init scan, and of course copy paste doesn't work. 129.231.155. Right. Starting nodes as well. So I do have an idea of when I would like to do... Oh yeah, it did show signs of dying before, so I've managed to actually get a pretty decent CPU and GPU now. So I have a 12th gen i9, and I have a 5070 GPU. It's not what I intended to buy, but it's something to get me up to the point of where I can actually buy what I want to buy. So, because unfortunately, what I do want to buy, it's about £11,000 at the moment. out of which I think 5,000 is just the RAM. Okay, so we have a named host and we have port 22 open, so SSH and 80. Right. Let's add that to our host file. So the last one we've done was Phantom. That was some time ago. Instant.htb, what's the IP address again? More or less, yeah. So I want 256 gigs of RAM. There's an Intel Pro, Core Pro CPU, I think, something along those lines. 24 cores and all of that. 5090 GPU. Nothing out of the ordinary, but with the current RAM prices, everything goes through the roof, unfortunately. Okay, so we have, let me take a better screenshot because that's a bit crap. Because I use my computer for pen testing, for a lot of development work as well, it needs to be powerful. I'm not just using it for streaming, I'm using it for a lot of other work as well. Right. We need burp, don't we? Because we have a named host. We've added our data to Etsy host. So let's see what we have on the website. Let's see if I can share the build that I want. You can give your opinion on it. Yeah, now it's 6,500 because the RAM is no longer available. Yep, I have the same thing. Sometimes I have 3-4 VMs running at the same time, and the old CPU was choking on it. So I'm hoping this one will hold out better, but we will see. Let's add the IP address to target. Okay, so I was saying that I have a tentative date for the OSCP style stream. That's probably gonna be somewhere around 1st of August. So that's a Saturday, maybe 31st of July, and then we finish it on 1st of August. I think that would be a good time to do it. And we need a browser. Let's go burp. And while we run manual enumeration on the website, I do want to run ffuf. Web content, but not common. I want raft. Large. Directory is lowercase because it's a Linux system. Attack you. HTTP instant.htb/fuzz. Ignore comments. Let's see. Okay, so we already have a JavaScript, we have downloads. That's not bad. Yeah, I think I'm gonna stick with the 5090. That should be enough for what I want, at least for the time being. With 32 gigs of VRAM, that's fine. Okay. Yes, we said we're gonna do manual enumeration. So we have a download now. Oh, we have an APK file. That's interesting. Haven't done APK in a while. Oh. Mail link, features. Go away, Thunderbird. Okay. So let's grab the APK. We'll have to decompile that one. Documents. HackTheBox, machine stream. This is instant. There we go. So we have the APK. Let's run direct subdomain scanner as well. So that's gonna be web content DNS. $10,000. Yeah, that should be fine. We're probably gonna need to filter out the content. What? Oh, attack H. Host as instant.html. Yeah. So filter lines 10. Yeah, it's gonna take you a while. Funny enough, that TV show had some interesting exploits, if I remember correctly, and they were trying to do it to look very realistic. So that was interesting. Right, so we have an APK. We don't have any subdomains, so that tells me that we are gonna have to unpack the APK and try to get some data out of that. So let's see. I don't think I have it. I have the tools for that. Okay. Some issues there with my VM. Not sure what's going on. There we go. Nope. Does anyone remember the tool to unpack APKs? No, I don't want APK tool. Okay. Install. Let's not run stuff just blindly. So this one, the script is fine. So unfortunately, we don't have the source code for the actual APK tool. Okay, I think some of my shortcuts are a bit messed up. No, not git clone curl deco apktool.sh, and then we would need latest version of this. Apparently this is quite well maintained. Again. apktool.jar. Let's have another look at the yes, I trust. So wrapper script. Yeah. Okay. So what we can do, what's going on? Sorry. There we go. Loot, and we have instant APK there, and we can just run with documents. Okay, so that's bash documents, scripts, apktool, apktool.sh, instant. Okay, invalid or corrupt. because it's 0 bytes. I need to download it from here. Of course. Because it doesn't allow curl. Yeah, you go for that. I'm not putting any of that stuff. Downloads, apktool, jar. Okay, so now we actually have the jar file there. And it seems to work. We do all sources. apk.out is fine. We don't need to specify anything there. Okay. Do I need to give it tech A? What doesn't it like? Unrecognized. Tech A. Why? Ugh. What does this say? Yeah, I don't want to put it in local bin. Oh, so we need to give it a decode. Decode tech A. There we go. Okay. Taking some notes as usual. By the way, how is the stream quality? If you, as I'm trying to figure out the best settings for this. So if there's anything that I need to change, do let me know. So we do have apparently all the resources have been decoded, so let's have a look. There we go. Android manifest. Haven't worked with Android in at least 10 years. I haven't built an app for Android, so bear with me. No, so that would be original. That's manifest. There we go. So this is the source code, com instant labs, and this is the source code for our application. Oh, we have a new subdomain. So my wallet TV1, my wallet V1, sorry. So my wallet V1. There we go. Is it just me or does that look like a JWT? Okay, I'll try to work on that. I think you're hearing my keyboard a lot, aren't you? Let me try something. Oh, thank you for the raid, Pebble. How was your stream? I was actually watching you trying to do the some GitHub exploit. And thank you for the follow. I'm assuming that's nullsec. Okay, so we do have a JWT here. Let me take a note of that. And we have to decode it. So let's copy that. jwt.io. And we are an admin. That is interesting. And that, I'm assuming, is wallet ID because of the subdomain that we're dealing with. We'll see. So we do have a JWT, we have an API endpoint, but let's keep looking. So that's just actually we can have a look and see what that actually returns. Let's add the host. And again, problems with my VM. Apparently it doesn't like to do Alt Tab inside of the VM. Which is gonna be a bit annoying. Yeah, so it's been a while because I've done a house move. So basically I've moved cross country and it took me a while to get everything set up. So, but now I should return to my normal schedule. Actually, I'm planning on streaming a bit more this week. So I'll probably do a Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday stream as well. And as I said at the start of the stream, I am planning on doing the OSCP style stream around 31st, 1st of August. So that's going to be a 24-hour continuous stream where we tackle 5 boxes, like the OSCP style exam, and we do the write-up for them. So everything from initial reconnaissance to note-taking, screenshots, how to deliver the report, everything. So stay tuned for that. Also, if you have suggestions for machines that I should be doing for that, feel free to drop them on Discord. Right, we have the hosts there. And that would be API profile. I'm actually planning on doing that. I'll probably check out your range and on Friday. I'm not sure how difficult the range is, so I want to be able to do a longer stream. That's why I'm probably gonna do it on Friday, because I can stream until 2, 3, 4 a.m. if needed. So yes, I did see that. Congratulations on releasing that. Looking forward to tackling it. Authorization there. And we need the token value. Okay. Send. Internal error. Okay, so this is a Python server now. Target is fine, I don't care about that one, I care about this. Change request method. Method not allowed. No, it's a get, but why does it? Let's see, does it need anything else in the headers maybe? Thank you for the follow. We are doing instant from HackTheBox. Basically, we found an APK file, which is an Android application. We have decompiled it. We found the JWT, and we're just trying to access some resources that are defined in the source code. So basically, a bit of source code review, Android decompilation, and let's see where we're going with this. Okay, so it seems to be doing a GET request. Not entirely sure why it's failing on me here. What's internal server error, but that's fine. We can work on that. Actually, what we can do is try to open this in the browser. Thank you for the follow. Yep. Go away. HTTP. URL not found. API v1. No response from server, and our is view profile. So now we have an unauthorized, which is good, but what we can do, send it to repeater, grab the authorization header from the previous request, and see if this one actually fixes the... No, it's still giving us an error. Doesn't matter. We can still have a look through the source code. We have that JWT there. I do want to find any other references to API v1. So okay. We have a login, register, view profile, transactions, and confirm PIN. So let's add that to a new file. So we have API v1 view profile, login, register, initiate transaction, and then we have confirm PIN. Okay. We save that in, save it in loot endpoints. There we go. Let's have a look to see what other data we get from login or register. Method not allowed. I'm assuming it's requesting a application JSON. And user doesn't exist. Okay, so at least we know the format of what the server is expecting. What else do we have here? We have initiate transaction, register. We could register, but we already have a JWT. So let's have a look at maybe that JWT is old. So access token. Where is that coming from? Actually, any other subdomains in here? There we go. Swagger UI. So Swagger is basically a documentation for APIs. Let's add this to our host file and I can show you how that actually looks. It should list out all the endpoints and what endpoints require authorization, what input output parameters all of the API requires. So let's do that. That should help us. There we go. Exactly as I suspected. Okay. Can we just paste in the authorization, the header that we have here, and test out? That might make our lives easier. Yeah, try it out. And there we go. We actually get data back. That's cool. So we know there are two users. Admin, which we have access to because we have the JWT for admin. But let's double check that. Yes, we are admin. Perfect. What other functionality do we have in here? We don't need to add a user because we, as I said, we're already admin, which is transactions. No transactions found. Let's leave the... Okay, so we have a logs view. Oh. Try it out. Okay, so it's actually giving us the path of the other user, isn't it? Yeah. So that's on a different user. And it seems to store the logs in that user's home folder. Can we read the log? What was it? One.log. So we can actually read the file. You know what this makes me think of? Path traversal. So let's have a look. That to me smells like path traversal. So we should have that request in burp. There we go. We are in home user logs. Let's see, pass WD. So it is actually path traversal, so we can read files. Okay. So we know this user's home folder is there. Let's try something. Go back one directory because we are in the logs folder. Actually, proc self Byron. There we go. So that's the environment file that the current process is running under. Do we have anything interesting in there? No. No, not really. Okay. Bash RC. So we have a username. What we need is a way to execute commands or read some more files in there, but let's have a look. Profile. Of course, one of my next steps is going to be to look for SSH keys, if there is one. Oh. Profile, SSH, authorized keys. There we go. So we have an authorized key. Do we have an actual ID RSA? Actually, let me take a screenshot of that. ID RSA. And there we go. We actually have the key. So this should, in theory, allow us to log in over SSH as this user. So what we can do, new file, ID RSA. And we're gonna need to format this, of course. Let's see if we can copy it better. Nope. Right, so replace /n, replace with new line. There we go. Replace that. And there we go. So that should be a valid RSA file, which means we can TMP now. What was the guy's name? Because SSH tag I TMP IDRSA that guy at instant.htb. And there we go. We have SSH access. come on. Thank you for the follow. So, okay, so we have our user flag here. Let's post that to HackTheBox. So we take care of that one. Now we have the logs folder, which we know that we were reading from the web app, and we have a projects folder. So let's have a look. Okay, so that's just a virtual environment. That's empty. Okay, so that's the key that's used for signing the JWT. Okay, so we have a database file. We're gonna need to copy that. SCP, tech I, TMP, IDRSA. DB. There we go. So we have the database. Where is database beaver? You're here, which will help you on that journey. You can always learn. I didn't start into cybersecurity until I was in my 30s, so it's never too late. If you're passionate about it, yeah, I started as a software engineer and then went into cybersecurity. And I think that having that software engineering background helps massively when it comes to code reviews. You know how a certain piece of software is intended to function, and then you can just break it. Let's have a look. Okay, so we have two hashes here. Let's try to crack them. Thank you. That's actually not a bad thing to hydrate because it's still very hot here. What you're seeing on screen, yeah, it's a Kali VM. So all of my pen testing, I do it in a virtual machine, and that's because I will run a lot of scripts, and most of them are dangerous. But also because if it breaks, you have a snapshot you can just recover, and you don't have to reinstall your main system. So that helps a lot. So let's try to crack those hashes. Hashcat tag A0. Mount. Okay. Do we need to restructure the hash? Yeah, probably. What's the hashcat model and how does it look like? I have that in Brave. Okay, so it's a Django type hash, but it's stored differently by the looks of it. Yeah, so we need to modify the format there. That's fine. We need a $sign to start off with. That's the separator between the hash type and the rest. So let's see. No. Do we need to specify a particular mode, which is 10,000? Let's see. Token length exception. That is longer than this one, but that's fine. Let's see. So why is this one failing on us? No. But we have the same format. It's just a different number of rounds of hashing. Let's just revert the file and try John. Hash. What do you mean the equal sign? The hashes don't have. Oh, you're talking about this one? No, that's just how the hash is being outputted, which is usually base 64 encoding. No, I don't think this one found anything either. What we can do, because there is a Django. Let's just double check. Uproot. I'm assuming it's loading Django. Flask. No, it's Flask. So it's not Django. Okay. Let's have a look. Give me a second. I want to see how it's doing the login. Check password hash. Okay, so why wait until after you graduate? Do you have too much to study now? You can just do this for fun anyway. Yes, this is the default password type for the server, so it's not actually Django. So that's Cisco, but that doesn't have the amount of rounds. No. SHA-512. There we go. But that's this one. So passlib. This should be it. He said, hopefully. It's not Django, but it's the same type. We just needed a different converter there, so Please work. No, it does not want to work. Well, good luck with that. And yeah, if you have any questions about try hack me or hack the box, happy to jump on Discord and have a chat. Okay, so that doesn't work. I am getting very frustrated with that. Flask. No, that's session cookie, not what we need. What did I do? Okay. Where is my... Don't think this will work either, even though it says it's for that, but it won't actually do what we needed to do. Yeah, so SHA-256, and we need to remove the number of iterations. It won't actually crack them. At least I don't think so. Well, lurk away, and yeah. Hopefully you're gonna learn something new that's gonna help you in the future. That's why we're here. Yeah, so that exhausted all the everything, and it did not find the password. So okay. Let's see. If we can find something that would help us. So if I revert this back to the original form that we had in the database, 600,000 iterations, not 60,000. The default apparently is 260,000. Do we need to just format it like this then? So this is the exact format that we're dealing with. And we have a script that converts it. Perfect. Gotta love Google. Okay. We're interested mostly in the user's hash, not the admin hash. Let's rename that to Python. Python 3 convert hash. Did I save it? Yes. New file, hash new. And will hashcat actually crack this one? No, I did not try that that algorithm. I'm not giving any algorithm to hashcat. I'm just letting it decide on its own what it needs to do. Let me just add this. Okay, did it crack? Yes, it did. So the script works. And now what we can do is to test it out if it's password we use, because that's what I'm... So this is Kali Linux. I'm using that as a default, and I have set up shortcuts to split the terminal vertically and horizontally. So I can just do I use Control-Shift-D for down and Control-Shift-R for right split. And I can get as many as I need. Right, so we found the password. No, this is the default terminal in Kali, so it's Qt terminal. And if you look at preferences, you have shortcuts. Where is it? Split view. It's Tmux. You create a new terminal and you can just move around. But I don't like how Tmux does scrolling and copying. So I've just decided to go with this sort of setup. You can also do it. So there are a few terminals that I found that are able to do this. So there's Warp terminal. There's Kitty that does the same thing, and there's Qt terminal. There probably are others as well, but these are the ones that I have. No, I don't. Actually, I'm on base Ubuntu at the moment as my desktop distro. I wanted to go with normally I would go with CatchOS, but the newest release of CatchOS has so many issues when it comes to running VMware that I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna go with Ubuntu for the time being and see where that leads me. But no, I don't use Kali as my base OS. So what we do need to try now is SSH. I want to try a password reuse for this user, but I forgot his name. Okay, what happened there? There we go. At instance.htb. Please work. Okay, so it's not the user's password. Is it his root password? No. Oh. So that's a bust. We've cracked that password for nothing. Maybe we need the admin one as well. Because we've only cracked the user's password. Let's crack the admin. Or at least try to crack the admin as well. Oof. File hash2. Don't be. I haven't had Windows installed on my computer in about a year now. I've never really felt the need for it. I do play games as well, So I play Arc Raiders, I play Counter-Strike, Diablo. They all work perfectly fine under Linux. There's no longer that huge divide between Windows and Linux. So Catchy, I had Catchy up until the Arch package manager debacle that was a few weeks ago, where a lot of the packages got compromised. At that point, I decided to switch to Linux Mint, and then I had to reinstall my system because I now have a new CPU and GPU because Linux Mint wasn't working properly with that. And I settled on base Ubuntu for now. How long will it last? I don't know. But yeah, don't be afraid of going. You can do a dual boot if you really want to. Oh, thank you for the follow. Okay, so that password won't crack because it's already taking way too long for a CTF. So I'm gonna cancel that. Can we go back in here? Because we did have a login. Oh, where's my page with users? Let's see. Okay, so we can log in. So what's our role? There are some things that we haven't actually done. Hey Flora, welcome back. Yeah, I did switch after the Arch package manager got a few hundred malicious packages. I'm good. I am good. Yep, enjoyed the lurk. So we've managed to log in as that user, and I think we need to do, because that user role is something to do with instantiating, and I'm assuming it's something around transactions. But let's have a proper look at the code, because we've never actually reviewed the code, have we? So I'm gonna be a bit annoying and there we go. Come on, SCP. Right, so let's do a code review. My wallet app. This is just token required. Yeah, just validating the token. That's fine. We have the login. Role. What I am interested is there any functionality that's restricted to this particular role? What's that? Register. Okay, so that's just a standard user role when you register. That doesn't really help us in any way. Yeah, thank you for the hydrate. Yes, but when you're on Arch, a lot of the stuff that you're using on a day-to-day comes from AUR. Unfortunately. So for example, if you want to use stuff like VMware Workstation, you're gonna need packages from AUR. You want to use Discord, you want to use, I don't know, name your favorite application, is gonna need some package that's only in the AUR. Years experience in pen testing, on a job role, about 6. Yeah, exactly. So for a server, that's fine. You can make do with what's in the standard package manager, standard repo, I mean. But for a daily driver, when you have a lot of applications and you need VMs, you need all the tools that you use on a day-to-day basis, that's when it gets complicated, and you rely a lot on what other people are submitting. Thank you for the follow. Are we actually getting anything if we authenticate with that user? That is just writing a log file, which is fine. This is our initial path traversal. I don't see any other functionality here that would indicate that we need to move to that user. Okay, let's go back to enumerating the machine, because we haven't done that properly. We've managed to find that database, and then we said nope, fine. So let's run LinPEAS. Oh, yeah, of course I have burp running. So this is if you go to machines retired, basically you need to get root level access to the machine. Right now we are user, so we have a normal user and we are in a development group, which is fine. But we need to get to root, where's the final flag. Normally with HackTheBox challenges, you need to find two separate flags, once for user, once for root. And the idea is, once you get the root flag, you have full and complete access to the system. So let's close that down. Go into our home folder. HTTP 10.10.15.116 8090. Oh, it's 15, not 14. There we go. Wait, I want to disable the cloud checks, because we're not actually interested in any of that. There we go. So running LinPEAS. Here's a funny thing, we could use one of the recent Linux exploits to get root, but that's not the intended path, so we're just gonna skip over that. The idea is, with some of the recent Windows and Linux exploits, in theory you can basically own 80% of HackTheBox with just those two, once you get user level access. But that's not what we want to do. We want to follow the intended path, or find something else that's exploitable. I'm looking at the moment for anything that stands out, and I see we have two Python services running. I wonder what's on the website, so that goes into the notes. So 8808 and 888. Oh, good to know. If they're keeping on top of that, then that's good. But I assume some of the older boxes, they're just gonna be. Are you talking about them patching even retired boxes? Because that would take a lot of time for them to do. Yeah, exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Active boxes and some of the recent ones, but if you think about the portfolio that HackTheBox has, but they have over 1,000 machines. Is that the user's password? Would be funny, but no, it's not. There's a Vim info. Ah, dev null. That's not gonna be useful then. We've already looked into this one. And apparently that's about it for that. Let's get PSPy running as well. See if there are any cron jobs. Now this is interesting. Why is it running serve and app as two separate projects? Let's have a look, because we do have the source code. So app, this starts 888, and serve, this starts 8808. Okay. Ah, this is Swagger. Oh. The thing is that script runs as our current user, so even if we do manage to get anything running through the code, it wouldn't necessarily be useful for us. So port 8888 and 08, they're not very useful. And that's not showing us anything either. Did I miss anything? And LinPEAS. So we're in the development group. We need to check that as well. Because that's a custom group that was created. Yeah, so we have to build the app. Did I actually save the password for the user somewhere? Should be in my notes. Yeah. There we go. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. So there we go. I've missed that when we initially looked over the output from LinPEAS. Okay, pwd scp. That's base 64. Cyberchef. Actually, we don't need Cyberchef. We need to figure out. This is anything we can. There we go. Why is it? Okay, so the Metasploit module. Okay, so decode. Yeah, that's the same guy. Or gal, sorry. My bad there. Decrypt. Because this is a Windows C# and I really don't want to. What does it actually do? No, it's using the Windows API to protect and unprotect data, which is not useful. Python? Probably doesn't. If it's relying on the Windows API to protect and unprotect data, then it might not be. Let's see. Apparently there is a Python code for it. Perfect. Let's test. Maybe if I actually name it properly would help. Let's see what it actually does. So we have the passphrase, or we think we do, because we got that password from the database, which I don't see any other use for it. Okay, so this one's expecting a word list for that, which I don't want. Okay. What we can do is remove the for loop. Remove that. We're missing an I there, which is I equal 1. Okay. Python 3. Exploit decrypt. I think it needs. Oh yeah, we have a break there, but we don't have a for loop to break out of. I need to fix my shortcuts. Decrypt. Oh, I hate this. Python 3. So now we have requirements, source feed. Decrypt, loot, sessions. There we go. So we've basically managed to decode it. Let me fix the decryption script because it's still requiring 2 arguments to be passed, which I don't want. Actually, what we can do is replace it like that. And then There we go. So I'm just writing my notes. Give me a second. I'm assuming that the root password will work, either as or just SSH as root. Or maybe not. There we go. Not for SSH, but for SU it works. So, yes. Let me take some screenshots. There we go. And we get the root flag, which means we have completed the box. I sometimes use UV, but that's normally when I use when I create my own bigger projects. For stuff like CTFs, I just go with a virtual environment and pip. I don't know why. I just find it easier just to set up a few requirements there. Sorry, I've just seen your comment now about UV. But basically, the machine is done. Quite interesting, I have to say. Any questions so far? Let me see what you've sent there. Yeah, I haven't used UV like that. As I said, I normally have a by project toml file, and I have all my dependencies there, and I use that to install the packages that I need. It is faster than pip, but for CTFs there's really no point in spinning up that. In any case, that's done. So I'll be streaming again on Tuesday. I want to do multiple streams this week, so Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday we'll be doing the new range on Hack Smarter that Pebble posted, so that's gonna be interesting. Up until then, let's find someone to raid, shall we? Anyone on InfoSec? Well, John Hammond is streaming, so I will drop you guys off with him. And thank you again for being here. Sorry for the very long wait. between my streams. But moving house will do that to you. There we go. Say hello to John for me. I'll be joining in the stream as well. So have a nice rest of the day. Have a good week. And see you all soon. Thank you for watching.